Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of Stumpun Stumpers. Yes, same name, shut up, stop asking. It's a good name, I don't know why you keep asking. So if you play week in, week out, you can try and climb the leaderboard. As you can see here. Oh, picture in picture. The production values are just going up and up. As you can see, last week, Donimus absolutely slaughtered the lot here with 168,000, but you might be in luck because I don't think he's here today. So it's time to try and pip him to the post and get first there. Elk Knight came in, a pretty close second, and Fanny Annie not so far behind, so it's all to play for. The format of the quiz is pretty much similar to last time. We're going to have rounds of 5 questions, but we're going to have 30 questions instead of 20.
Stumpun, 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 Stumpun.
Let's start the game. Which US state is biggest by population? New York, Florida, Texas, or California? Okay, so although Texas has a much larger area, it's only the second largest state by population. New York is the most populous city, but it's only the 4th most populous state because it's a state and a city. So the actual largest state is California. All right, second question. How many inches are there in 1 yard? 24, 36, 12, or 44? There's nothing quite like a royalty-free bossa nova. Interestingly, only 3 countries, the US, Liberia, and Myanmar, mostly or officially stick to the imperial system. And there are 12 inches in a foot and 3 feet in a yard, which makes a yard 36 inches long. Next question. What is the most viewed video on YouTube? Is it Gangnam Style, Shape of You, Baby Shark, or Despacito? An interesting one with this is Ed Sheeran appears in the top 20 way more than anybody else. He's got like 4 or something songs in there. So Gangnam Style is the least viewed of these 4. It only has a measly 4.16 billion and comes in 10th overall. Shape of You is 4th overall with a respectable 5.43 billion. The second most watched video of all time is Despacito with 7.5 billion, but far and away the most viewed is Baby Shark with 9.2 million and climbing because it is on in our house all the effing time. And we have control. We could have got our daughter into anything. We didn't have to use Baby Shark to get her to shut up when she's upset, but it really works. It's fascinating, it really works. Anywho, next question. Song 2 was on an album for which group in 1997? Was it The Verve, Blur, Oasis, or Blink 182? Pleasingly, Song 2 lasts for exactly 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Unless you watch it on YouTube, where it's cut off the last second, and it's 2 minutes and 1 second, which is not pleasing, not at all. Song 2 actually began as a working title, or a nickname for the track, as it was set to be the second song on the track list for this band's 5th studio album. And the answer is Blur. One of the few songs on Guitar Hero that I could 100%. Don't all clap at once. On Expert, I forgot to say, I could 100% it on Expert, so you can clap now. What is the historical meaning of the word decimate? To reduce by a tenth, destroy completely, reduce to constituent parts, or drastically reduce the strength of something. So decimation was a form of Roman military discipline in which every 10th man in a group was executed by members of his cohort. The current meaning of the word is to destroy completely, but the original is to reduce by a tenth. And if you ever look on some forums, such as the Merriam-Webster's Dictionary forum, you get some people who are very, very passionate about people misusing these words, which is sad. Right, show scores. Let's see how you are all doing. The total scores, we will see Fanny Annie soaring to the top with 19,500. Very impressive. Rutherford coming in close. Sparky Stee at 12,000, and everyone else, unfortunately, are teetering in the negatives. But still, plenty of game left, plenty still to play for. Let's go on to the next round, which is Disney. Please don't sue me, Disney. Which Disney animated film starred the voice of Phil Harris as a carefree sloth bear? Was it Peter Pan, The Jungle Book, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, or The Sword in the Stone? Phil Harris also did the voice of Thomas O'Malley in The Aristocrats, the main cat, the cool cat. They were all pretty cool. I mean, they were jazz cats. What's cooler than a jazz cat? He also played Little John in Robin Hood, which is pretty much the exact same voice as the bear he played in The Jungle Book. I threw in The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh as a little bit of a gotcha, and I got people. Haha! You fell for a classic blunder. What was the first animated feature film released by Disney? Dumbo, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, or Fantasia? Oh my, what a jaunty jingle. Pinocchio and Fantasia are actually released in the same year in the United States, 1940. Dumbo was released a year later, 1941. Snow White, on the other hand, preceded them by a good chunk. It was released on December the 21st, 1937. Oh me, oh my, what facts we are learning. On Stumppun's Stumpers, you learn as well as have fun. Which Disney film features the main character being transformed into a llama? Madagascar, Zootopia, Hercules, or The Emperor's New Groove? It was David Spade who voiced the main character, Emperor Cuzco. He was a spoiled, narcissistic 18-year-old emperor of the Inca Empire, and it was a good film. It did not do well when it was released, but it was a good film. And the correct answer is, of course, The Emperor's New Groove. Which Disney movie includes songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda? Is it The Princess and the Frog, Moana, Frozen 2, or Tangled? Who's up in their musical theatre? Lin-Manuel Miranda, most famous for creating and starring in the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, was actually working on this Disney movie at the same time he was developing Hamilton. And the answer is, of course, Moana. Which Disney film features Demi Moore as Esmeralda? Pocahontas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Tarzan, or Mulan? The film was one of Disney's darkest, which explored very mature themes such as infanticide, lust, and even genocide, which I think you'll agree is not your usual happy-go-lucky Disney topics. And the film was based on the 1831 novel of the same name by Victor Hugo. And it was The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which many of you got. Many have said that the bad guy out of that film is one of the scarier ones. Not from being a monster, but just from being a bad egg with all the genocide. Anywho, that is the end of round 2, the Disney round. Let us show our scores and see how we're doing. At the top, roaring ahead, is Sparky Stee. Fanny Annie knocked down to second, with Elk Knight coming back from last place to third. The next round, excitedly, is a picture round. And I sure hope I haven't left any of the pictures up. I didn't. Look at that. Okay. The new picture round has me in it, so you can see me dancing to the bossa nova. So I have drawn some famous logos in Microsoft Paint. And I've drawn them at multiple levels of complexity. I will cycle through the complexities till it looks pretty much like the logo. Lastly, I will actually flip to the logo. You need to click which logo you think I've drawn. If you can get it from one of my early doodles, or if you can get it from a more detailed picture, is up to your ability, basically, to figure out what the hell I was trying to draw. Let us get started. So, what logo has been massively recreated here in Paint? American Express, Instagram, Square, or Squarespace? Reveal answer is, of course, Instagram. Everyone got it right. The question is, who got it right quicker? This app has actually been through 3 iterations, with the original logo being a detailed Polaroid camera with a rainbow stripe down the middle. The next one becoming basically a realistic version of what you see there with the camera and the lens. Alan Fishhead got it on my first picture, Maybe some others did too, but that has to be my first picture. Crikey. How impressive. Next question. What logo has been beautifully reconstructed here in paint? Lacoste, Starbucks, Versace or Heineken? Alright, and the correct answer is of course Starbucks. Starbucks, first established in the year 1971, it was initially named Pequod. This name was inspired by the American classic tale of Moby Dick, was later changed to Starbucks, a name that derived from Pequod's chief mate, Starbuck. It's not actually a mermaid in the logo, but a siren. Let's see who answered that quickest. Sparky Stee. Alan Fisher only coming in second there. What logo has been elegantly sketched here in paint? Instagram, Ubisoft, Firefox, Picasso. Yeah. It's a tough game, Stumpun Stumpers. Not everyone has a stomach for it. Really sorts the wheat from the chaff. Okay, and let's reveal answer. It was, of course, Firefox. Good job, everyone. The very first Mozilla logo, after the decline of Netscape, was a phoenix reborn from its flames, and it looks like it was drawn by hand by a child. When they had to change their name, they opted for an animal that was not well known on the web at the time. It was the red panda. Unfortunately, people thought that the animal on the Mozilla logo was a fox. This Firefox was actually a red panda, which is a protected species in Asia, and a mistake when translating red panda from Chinese to English is how we got Firefox. So here we go, and Rutherford got that the quickest, with Alan Fishhead very close behind. What logo has been gloriously rendered here in paint? Is it Deezer, TikTok, Tidal, or Pandora? This app is actually the 7th most active social networks in the world, and it is TikTok, as all of you got right. And 60% of this app's user base are actually Gen Zers, which are people born between 1997 and 2012. So if you're ever on TikTok and you feel like, oh, I'm too old for this place, that's understandable. But there's plenty of old people there too. Don't worry. You be you and do your TikTok dances. And let's see who got the fastest there. Elk Knight. Rutherford coming close. Aye. Rutherford, have you got a few of these going on your TikTok account? Either way, respect. One more left. Ooh, the last question of the round. Next question. What logo has been manifested by rare magnificent talent here in paint? South Tyneside Penguin Sanctuary, Linux, Penguin Random House, or McVitie's Penguin? Tux is a penguin character which was originally created as an entry to a logo competition for the brand. 3 such competitions took place, with Tux winning none of them. It just turned out that the creator of this product liked Tux, and it kind of became more a mascot than an official logo. And the answer is Linux. It's the operating system. Okay, let's see the scores after that round. Rutherford straight away probably got it on the initial penguin. Sparky Steve pretty close behind, with Alan Fishhead not that far behind. The next round is on car manufacturers. I am going to give you some models that a car manufacturer makes, and you need to say which manufacturer produces those models. What car manufacturer sells or has sold the models Puma, Galaxy and Mondeo? Is it Ford, Audi, Citroen or Fiat? The very first car sold by this company was to Dr. Pfennig. I think it's a silent P. Pfennig. In 1903 for a grand total of $850. The Model A had a 2-cylinder engine and could reach a max speed of 30 miles per hour. Good lord. And the answer is, of course, Ford. And I don't have an extra fact to tell you while I'm waiting to go to the next question. So, how's everyone doing? Looking beautiful, by the way. Especially you. My god, your hair. What do you use on it? Show scores, since everyone got it right, we might as well check. Alan Fishhead smashed it at 14,444, all the 4s. Faith in Nature, I now know how to pronounce your name, and I apologise for calling it Faith Thinature. That's embarrassing. and Rutherford. Top 3. Very impressive. Next question. What car manufacturer sells or has sold the models Duke, Leaf, and Micra? Is it Nissan, Jaguar, Mazda, or Honda? So the top performing engines of this company's Nismo brand are all hand-built by 4 master engineers at the Yokohama factory. Each piece of the engine is formed and placed by hand. Once an engine is completed, the Takumi craftsman proudly mounts a plaque bearing his name upon the completed engine, which of course is Nissan. We'll check the scores since everyone got it right. Oh, Faith in Nature is storming ahead. This is your time to shine. Alan Fishhead pretty close behind, Sparky Stee just after that. Next question. What car manufacturer sells or has sold the models 108, 208 and 308? Is it Suzuki, Volkswagen, Volvo or Peugeot? Very creatively named cars. And this company is actually the world's oldest manufacturer of cars. They were originally founded as a coffee mill in 1810. Obviously they weren't making cars in 1810, but they were milling coffee like nobody's business. The answer is of course P-Goat, Peugeot. Let's find out who got it the fastest. Show scores. Elk Knight, taking no prisoners. Faith in Nature, hot at your heels. And then Alan Fishhead coming in third. This is a tightly contested round. What car manufacturer sells or has sold the models Scenic, Captur and Megane? Is it Mercedes, Renault, Hyundai or Kia? Right after this company's 40th anniversary, the Second World War broke out. We're getting some history, guys. After the crushing defeat of the French army and German occupation, the owner and founder of this company was faced with a grim choice between losing everything and cooperating, I say, with the Germans. Those pesky Germans. He chose the latter, cooperating, and then eventually died awaiting trial in 1944 for industrial collaboration. And the answer is Renault. Everyone got it right again. And let's show the scores since everybody got it right. Alan Fishhead, not taking any prisoners there, over 14,000. Elk Knight coming in second, and Rutherford taking the third position. Okay, and this is the last question in the round. What car manufacturer sells or has sold the models Fabia, Enyaq and Scala? Lexus, Skoda, Toyota or Mitsubishi? This company actually began with 2 blokes, Lauren and Clement, but Lauren wanted to begin a bike business because a German company was rude to him and they wouldn't fix his bike. They started making those, then motorbikes, then cars, and it was of course Skoda. And we have our first outlier. One person didn't answer, one person went for Toyota. I did save the hardest to last. In the total scores, it's actually Sparky Stee, up at 193,180, with Fanny Annie coming quite a bit behind, but not far behind that is Elk Knight. The next round is the music round. I have went onto YouTube and found 5 songs. I have slowed them down to 0.35x speed. I am going to play those songs, and you need to say which song it is. This is experimental. This is like that auto-tune album that Kanye did, okay? This is experimental, but I hope you enjoy it. Next question starts now. What song is playing here? Don't Ya? Don't Speak? Bring It All Back? Or Wannabe? You tell me. I don't know. It's pretty difficult. This one is another round where I think everyone's going to get it right, but who's going to get it right quicker? Wow. I'm hoping that turning it down to 0.35 means that I'm not going to get copyright stricken. Anyway, the answer was, of course, Wannabe. Hey, see, it wasn't too easy. One person, Don't Speak. Spice Girls, the band, was originally called Touch. They changed their name in September 1995 after switching management. And this song was originally written in 10 minutes after listening to an old shaggy reggae song. And the fastest on the fingers there was Elk Knight with 14,000. Rutherford coming in close, and Fanny Annie in cahoots there, a little bit behind that. Right, next question. Prepare yourselves. What song is playing here? Sympathy for the Devil, Seven Nation Army, The Pretender, or Brainstorm? Dubstep remix. Gives you the stank face. The band of the White Stripes is made up of husband and wife Jack and Meg. Meg's maiden name is White, and Jack Gillis took her surname when they married and became a White too. Or else it would be the Gillis Stripes, which I'm sure you would say is also a pretty bad name. Of course, the answer is Seven Nation Army. So this one, yeah, so this is actually not as easy a round, because you think you know it, you go in for the answer, a couple of bumps later you realise what it actually was. What song is playing here? Big Iron, Ring of Fire, Lonely Boy, or Jailhouse Rock? You really wish you knew music. Bless you, cotton socks. Okay, and the answer is Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. So Johnny Cash, this song wasn't actually written by him, instead written about him by a lady who would go on to become his wife. The song was originally recorded and released by Anita Carter. Johnny made an agreement with her that if her version didn't blow up, he'd be allowed to release his own. He had a dream where it had mariachi guitars or something in, and he was like, I've got to do it. Next question. What song is playing? Stairway to Heaven, Hotel California, Bohemian Rhapsody, or All Along the Watchtower? Prior to its release, a rough mix of this song was played to one of their manager's other high-profile clients, Elton John. Anyway, Elton John said, "Are you effing mad?" His verdict was it was too long and too weird for radio, and the answer was, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody. Everyone got this right. Last song of the music round. What song is playing here? Psychosocial, Down with the Sickness, Ickville, Enter Sandman. A stupid round. Kind of fun though, right? Slow-mo. And, right, sorry. The actual answer, Down with the Sickness. Originally, they were called Brawl, but David Dryman joined the band and changed the name to what it is now. In 2000, they released their first CD called The Sickness, which has sold over 4 million copies in the United States. One round left. 5 questions left. Let's see the scores and see who is in with the gold. And the scores still show Sparky Stee right at the top, but Elk Knight is not too far behind, and it would not... oh my... sorry, I just noticed that Fanny Annie and Alan Fishhead are practically neck and neck at 202,000 each. So, you know, the top 3 spot, all to play for. Now, the next round is on the human body. My, some people are going to have a bigger advantage on this one than others. But we will see how you get on. Human body. Next question. What does the parotid gland produce? Serotonin, breast milk, epinephrine, or saliva? The parotid glands are 2 glands on either side of the mouth and in front of both ears. They are used to facilitate mastication and swallowing, and to begin the digestion of starches. Of course, the correct answer is saliva, and Fanny Annie, who is a nurse for 30 years, got it wrong. Over 40 years. Next question. What is the longest bone in the human body? The tibia, the humerus, the sternum, or the femur? Interestingly, the average length of the longest bone is just under 20 inches long. And since 6 inches is, what, this big? 6 inches about this big, so you can see how impressive 20 inches is. If that's 6 inches. Right? Right? And the answer is, of course, the femur. Next question. In which part of the body are the lacrimal glands? Could they be in the hypothalamus, the kidneys, the throat, or the eyes? Who knows? So the word moist can sound better or worse depending on how you use it. If I call a cold glass of water moist, people won't be happy, but they won't be too disturbed. But if I say my top lip is moist, then I think people will have more to say. Anyway, the lacrimal glands keep your eyes moist. So of course the correct answer is eyes. 4 people getting that right. 2 questions left. Next question starts now. In which part of the body would you find papillae? The lungs, the brain, the fingertips, or the tongue? Now the Wikipedia page for papillae describes them as nipple-like structures, which I think is interesting. They could have described it any other way. The nipple is not the archetype for its own shape. For one thing, people have different types of nipples. Anyway, papillae are tongue bumps. I think tongue bumps. Nipples on your tongue. Tiny little nips, tiny little tongue nips. And last question of the quiz. Let's see who's going home with the goal. What is the body's second heaviest organ after the skin? You don't think I'm throwing out a classic what's the largest organ question? Everyone knows it's the skin by now. But is it the brain, the heart, the lungs, or the liver? Now for this question I actually tried to Google if the brain gets heavier the more you learn. Because if it did, I thought that would be like a really cool fact to share. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out if it did or not, so my brain has stayed the exact same weight. Anyway, the answer to this question is liver. Some of you, a little bit arrogant, thinking your brain's so heavy. Maybe yours is. Hey, who am I? I don't know. I shouldn't judge. And that is the last question in the quiz. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Let's check the final scores, and after that, we'll see how it has affected the overall scores. So at the top with a crazy 283,509 is Sparky Steve. Coming in second is Fanny Annie with a 244 and 27. Very impressive. And third is Elk Knight. The leaderboard now stands as such. As you can see, Sparky Steve taking it away with 408,000 for the season, which has been this episode and last episode. We're only 2 in. Fanny Annie with 375 and Elk Knight still well within contention with 364. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I hope you all enjoyed it. Have an amazing night. That's it. That's the quiz. That's Stumpun Stumpers. You've just been stumped. That's what I say at the end of every episode. You've just been stumped. Every episode I say that. Every episode. Everyone, have a good night. Thanks again. Peace and love. Bye-bye.